Thank you very much indeed for inviting me to talk about this lovely church at St Colin, which is situated in the parish of Tower Blister. This is a new name for the Newquay parish. I'm going to ask you to all refer, if you would, to this. Yeah. And the history of it is probably here in much more depth than I've had chance to read in the last 5 minutes to catch up. It's strange that Colin is situated where it is, because the population of this parish initially was only 179 people. Well, one would hardly think it was worth building a church, but it did grow to about 300. And then, of course, once Quintrell was developed, you then got a huge surge in population, going up into 2000. This was about 1950, I think, that Quintrell was started to be developed. We have a regular congregation here, which is lovely, and services are held each and every Sunday. It's just nice to be part of it.
Okay, so my name's Claire. I am the local lay leader of Colin Church in Newquay, and I am also a hospital chaplain in the NHS, and I look after people in the community hospitals in the north and east of Cornwall and our mental health units up at Bodmin.
And what drew you to this job in particular?
Ooh, it's a big question, isn't it? So I've always had faith. As a little girl, I used to because in those days you didn't have females doing much in church at all, leadership wise, and I used to pray that God would make me a man so I could be a vicar, and obviously that didn't happen. I'm not a vicar either, but my faith has always been a huge part of my life, and it just seemed a natural progression to move into chaplaincy. It's where I felt I was called.
Speaking on times where doors might not have opened, would you say your job has any particular drawbacks, or is there not too much going on there?
I don't think it has any drawbacks at all. I'm really blessed. I love my job. I get to meet the most amazing people and hear their stories. It's not a highly pressured job in many ways. It doesn't matter whether I see one person or whether I see 20 people in a day. No one's sort of dictating what I can do, and there's very broad scope, obviously, to the work, because although I'm a Christian, a lot of the people that I encounter are either not Christians or belong to a different faith group. But I believe that if I model my work similarly to how Jesus worked, he obviously spoke to the outcasts, he included people, and he didn't ever really question, what people believed. He loved them regardless, and so that's what my role is to love people and to help them to connect with their own faith tradition if I can.
So, speaking on how much you like your job and your connection to faith, has there ever been a time in your life where your job has contested that faith at all?
What challenged the faith,
yes.
You mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you get called to a newborn baby who was born sleeping, or someone who has had maybe a massive life-changing accident, and before that their life was full of purpose, and now it perhaps seems like there is little to no purpose. Of course your faith is challenged, but I know that those things weren't caused by God or even through lack of faith. That we're all just human beings. We are fragile, yeah. And part of our faith is accepting our fragility and our need for that anchor. We need to be issuing the invitation, not just to come to church, but to explore what faith might look like for them.